Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, this is an amendment about transparency in the DFPS reporting on faith-based partners and the critical role of these organizations in ensuring the safety and well-being of children, of families, and their system.
Representative Schofield, for what purpose?
Will the gentlelady yield?
Will the gentlelady yield?
Yes.
I will note that usually points of order are respectfully overruled, but I won't take that personally. Representative Howard, this amendment would require the department to make a report specifically on the faith-based organizations that it does business with. Does the department currently make a similar report representing all these items on other nonprofits with which it does business?
I don't really have that information to tell you precisely if they do. Certainly, state agencies have information at their disposal about the providers that they have relationships with.
And we are but we don't have an amendment to make them gather all this data and try to poke holes in their relationship with other nonprofits. It's only with faith-based organizations.
This is particularly about this new partnership that we have where we've appropriated nearly $1 million, hired 5.4 new FTEs for a very critical role, and absolutely a lot of these faith-based organizations are already providing services. This is leveraging that. It's been, let me just finish, it's been something that the leadership of this state and a lot of members on this floor have wanted to encourage these relationships. This is simply saying, let's move forward with the way that we know how we're spending the money here, that we're recognizing the faith communities that want to be a part of this, and making sure that we're having enough information to know that the program is working effectively.
Well, now, maybe you can help me with this because I'm missing something.
Okay.
What I'm seeing, and correct me if I'm wrong, is that we are requiring detailed information about the relationships with faith-based organizations that we do not require of non-faith-based nonprofits with which the department deals. Is that not correct?
I do not know. Do you know that?
I have not been able to find anywhere where we require this. Let me put it this way:
okay.
This A through F that you have created here that they must gather on faith-based organizations. Did you take that from a current statute or a current rule that requires them to do that with all the other nonprofits?
Well, I did not take that from it because this is a new program that we're doing here. So no, I don't have something to that I took this from, but I do not know if something exists like this because I haven't reviewed everything that the agency's doing.
Yeah, where did you get the A through F from?
I have worked with a variety of faith-based organizations who were interested in making sure that we had a good program here that was open to all the faith-based groups that already do and also want to participate in providing these services for the children in our state. If
this is a good idea to demand this information of the nonprofits with which we deal, shouldn't we do the same thing for all of the non-faith-based nonprofits with which we deal and ask for this same information and make the report on the same data?
I don't have any problem with that.
I'm going to come down there eventually and move to table the amendment because I don't think it's fair or appropriate to do it only for the faith-based data and just to pick on those organizations. But I thank you for
working with me. It's not picking on organizations, it's just making sure that we have information about a program in place. And I think we owe it to the taxpayers to gather any kind of transparent information we have about any of the programs we have.
But that's not what this amendment does. This amendment only does it for faith-based.
That's because this is about one particular program. It's not about every program.
Thank you.
Move passage.
Chair recognizes Representative Davis.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and members. I'm just going to leave this amendment to the will of the House.
Chair recognizes Representative Schofield.
I didn't know because I wasn't paying attention.
That's okay. Members, I am going to move to table this. This is not something that we make all of the nonprofits with which we deal do. This is specifically a report required to gather data on the faith-based organizations. I think it's discriminatory. I think it picks on our faith-based organizations. And I would request that you vote with me on the motion to table.
Chair recognizes Representative Howard to close.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. This is just simply about one particular program. It's not supposed to be about every single program that the agency or the state offers, so I close.
Representative Howard sends up an amendment. It is acceptable to the author. Representative Schofield moves to table. Question occurs on the motion to table. It's a record vote, members. The clerk will ring the bell. So, Representative Howard voting nay. Representative Dean, aye. Patty, aye. Bernal, nay. Oscar, aye. Longoria, aye. Representative Sturwas, aye. Of all members voted, there being 91 ayes and 46 nays, the motion to table prevails.